Hello, cult members. Welcome to the Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean,
I'm Janice.
and this is our spoiler review. Spoilers review of Red Sparrow. Now, we've been gone for a couple of weeks. We had a vacation, and then we needed a break from our vacation, and so now we're getting into the flow of things again. We got to see Annihilation over the week, and now we got to see Red Sparrow.
Yep.
And we went last night and saw it in a very active theater.
Yes. Nobody sit still.
Nobody sat still. A lot of getting up and moving around and stuff. And Red Sparrow is, I said in my trailer reaction, kind of looked like a Black Widow origin story.
Mm-hmm.
And
not at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
It is a spy thriller. It is a Cold War
No,
spy.
it's not. It's now.
Well, it is now, but they do talk about how the Cold War affected a lot of the stuff, and it is the U.S. versus Russia. So it's Cold War-ish.
It's the fallout of the fall of the Cold War.
Right. That's a good way of putting it. And it's got Jennifer Lawrence and Joel Edgerton and Jeremy Irons, and it's really, really, we're going to go into it. So what do you think about the movie overall?
Overall, I liked it. It was not what I expected.
Right.
It was more graphic, isn't quite that, more violent than I think I thought it was going to be, and more sex than I thought it was going to. I don't know.
They kind of promoted it that it was going to be seductive at times, and because that's they take a Russian ballerina and make her into this spy, and she uses her sensuality as a tool to get what she needs from her targets.
Well, that's the point of the Red Sparrow program, the Sparrow program,
right? And so, it was a lot more sex and some violent torture, and
we were talking about it, that there was a lot of uncomfortable sounds from the people around us. And there
was. So, I think overall I really liked it. For me, again, it was something completely different than what I was expecting it to be, which is fine. I should be better about not putting preconceived notions of movies, but you see trailers and you do this enough and you kind of get excited and not excited for different things. I was quite surprised on how far Jennifer Lawrence was willing to go in this role.
Yeah.
And just, some pretty graphic sex scenes, pretty graphic torture scenes, some very laissez-faire nudity at times, not in a bad way, but it, for the character, was very
right, because that's what they teach them to do. You need to, what did the teacher say? It's just flesh or something in the beginning. They need to learn to not attach emotion.
And your body is owned by the state.
Yeah.
And they make a big deal about how everything you do is for the state of the Russian state and stuff like that.
Right.
And so is anything specific that you really liked? You can talk about the performances if you want.
Oh, I can?
Well, I was going to, so.
Well, I don't want to take that away from you. It was a little more twisty, I guess, than I was thinking. It was going to be kind of
a little ABC.
Yeah, and surface spy-y.
Right.
That's a word. And it really was. Like at the end, when the twist comes, you're like, no, I need to go rewatch it.
The whole thing, right?
Because some of the stuff I got and some of it I missed. So.
Yeah. I really was impressed with Jennifer Lawrence and Joel Edgerton both. I said in our Stardust review that it's probably their two best performances to date.
Yeah. Well,
Jennifer Lawrence has been really good in a bunch of stuff, but I think this might be her best performance because she was so free with herself and allowing herself to be vulnerable and open with herself. And I'm sorry, we keep bringing this up, but some of those torture scenes, I'm fully convinced she went through some of those torture things. It was
Yeah, maybe. I best performance of her adult career. Okay, I still think some of the um, Hunger Games
yeah,
performances
she's really
were,
good in
yeah,
those. Yeah, yeah, and Joel Egerton, he gets this bad rap, but not being a very good actor, and yet every time I see him, I'm like, dude, he was good in that.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I just think that he's not the traditional Hollywood leading man kind of look or kind of style, but
yeah,
he was. You actually felt for him, and you actually got to a point too where you're like, I I I think he's playing her, even though you think she's playing him.
yeah,
And and that's really hard to convey when you're kind of the secondary character too. It's all about her, right? It's all about Dominica, and he's kind of the secondary leading, like
right,
pushing character and stuff.
right.
What about stuff that you didn't like?
So I had a hard time believing that Jennifer Lawrence was a ballerina. She just
Yeah,
doesn't have the body type, right? She's
we're not calling her fat,
no, not calling her fat in any stretch of the imagination, but ballerinas have like zero body fat, right?
and very very lean muscle
Right.
tone. Yeah,
They're generally pretty flat chested and just because that's how they have to be.
right.
And Jennifer Lawrence has curves. So, it really had nothing to do with her acting. She just didn't starve herself like
Right,
they
right.
did in Black Swan, which I'm fine with, but it didn't really take me out of it. But I was like, she's not.
The ballerina scenes, I kept looking to see which scenes were actually her
Mm-hmm.
and which were they like digitally imposed their face on somebody. There was a couple times when you can catch it, but
Really, I was watching too, and
the
I didn't.
spin stuff, then she was doing the spin, her
Yeah,
head would stop, and you're like,
I didn't
yeah.
really catch it, but um, and then what was the other one that I was talking about last night? I don't remember.
Her fighting ability, like the time
Oh
period
yeah,
and stuff.
because
Yeah,
they the movie was fairly long, right? We
right.
figured it was probably about 2.5 hours, so they obviously couldn't have put that in there. But um, she's in whore school, as she calls it, right? And then you kind of see him learning how to pick locks, and then that's it.
Yeah,
And suddenly she's this kind of badass fighter, like and even in the school when the one guy tries to rape her and she rips the knob
knob
off
off
and
the handle.
beats him with, and
Yeah.
you're like, where did that come from?
There is a scene, or we did talk about this on the way home. There is a scene earlier on where her partner in the ballet kind of set her up for failure to be
Well,
with this. He broke her leg.
broke her leg. Yeah,
Spoilers. The sign's over here.
spoilers.
So she finds out, and her partner and the new replacement are having sex in the sauna, and she goes in and beats the both of them with her cane.
Right.
Kind of showing that she has a temper, but also she has some some ability of being able to. She swings it pretty good and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could probably beat somebody with a cane, but I don't think I could rip a faucet off and beat somebody with a faucet.
There's some truth to
There's,
that.
they again, the movie was long, and I don't know that they could have put that in there, but it was a little bit of a leap of faith that she went from learning how to take her clothes off and seduce anybody to being able to beat the shit out of you with a faucet.
This is going to be a strange criticism, and I think it's only because we've seen it once. I think if we see it a couple more times, we'll get it. But at the end, I'm not entirely sure who's on whose side.
And I think that's just how they meant it.
Maybe, like I said, this is going to be a strange criticism, but I'm not asking for Annihilation as another example of this. They let you figure it out, right?
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I just want a little bit more. I think I just wanted a little bit more clarity. but it's a spy thriller, so you're not going to have that, right? You're not
Right.
going to have some clarity. The only other thing too is the pace is very slow. Now, I'm okay with slow-paced movies, and it's a spy thriller, and it's one of those. It's all the way. It's one slow, gradual build to the climax at the end. Some movies do a climax and then rest, and then a climax and then a rest. This is one slow build all the way up through, and there's a couple times in that slow build that I won't say that I got lost, but I felt okay to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like I felt okay that if I missed this part, I can still keep track of what's going on.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just my personal, like, who I am, or if it was the movie, and that's just how it was.
I mean, I think it was still like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Right.
That was super
slow. Super slow.
Yeah.
Still good.
Yeah.
But super slow.
Yeah. I mean, this was definitely better, faster paced than that.
Yeah. And it's really I love movies that do this, that do it's kind of flat, and then it goes, and then all of a sudden it's going super fast at the end. It's like that, the graphs, or whatever. And it's the last like 25 minutes or so, it's like bang, 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 bang. It's just some of that early stuff, the setup with her mother and her like showing that she's kind of independent. A lot of the stuff with the ballerina stuff, like that seemed like it could have been cut down a little bit more, but that's just a personal thing. That's not it doesn't hurt the movie. I just like to have gone it a little bit faster.
Yeah. I was okay with it.
Yeah.
I don't think it needed to.
I will see it again.
Yeah.
I probably need to see it again.
I would like to see it again just because there were, at the end, when they do kind of the reveal, there was some stuff like when she grabbed the glass and put it in her purse that I remember, and her looking at his passport. But then there was some other stuff that I was like, oh, I didn't
totally catch that. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Good twists. Good storytelling. Overall, a really good movie, and with great performances. What is your score?
3.25.
Okay. Even with my complaints about the pace, I think I'm about 3.5.
Okay.
Out of 5, and definitely worth the watch. Not necessarily something you have to go see in the theater. You can wait until it comes out on Redbox or Netflix or something like that.
And I don't know that it's something we'll buy. We'll probably rent it or whatever just to watch it again, to pick up on all the hints that we missed. But it's kind of one of those once you know what's
going on, it's like, okay, you watch it a couple more times to catch all the things, and then you're
good. Yeah.
And it's not like Annihilation. Go see Annihilation in the theater.
Oh, absolutely.
So that is our thoughts on Red Sparrow. What did you guys think? Please leave us a comment and share this video with all of your friends. Make sure they've seen the movie because we spoil the shit out of it. While you're here, please subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell thing up here somewhere so you get notifications when we're uploading videos. We're trying to do it as much as we can now that we're back from vacation.
Right.
You can follow us, too, on Facebook at the Pop Culture Cult. We're PopCultureCult1 on Instagram. We're at Pop_Cult1 on Twitter. I haven't done this, so I'm trying to remember. And we're on the Stardust app. Like I said, we did the Stardust earlier. Please download it and follow us first. Anything else?
Nope.
Happy #Cold Beer Sunday. Come on.